this week of August 18th through the 22nd. I forgot to put that. Okay, I didn't write down the promo. What happened in the promo? I'm gonna try to remember, but I'm gonna read the spoilers first. It says Leslie learns her look may have just changed. Doug doles out advice for Ted and some critical information to Jacob, so he's snitching already. Ashley calls on Shanice to help Derek. Naomi relays some heartbreaking news. Martin and Smiley deal with an intruder. Let's see. Anita is forced to relive painful memories from her past before grappling with information that will affect her future. Eva has a stunning revelation to share with Tomas. See, they can't stay away from each other. Talk about it. Hold on. Andre rushes to the hospital after hearing about Derek and is surprised by Ashley's reactions. I read this. I thought it said Jacob. I was like, why would she react that way to Jacob? I was like, that don't make sense. They friends. If anything, he should feel type of way about her being there. But they don't say Jacob. It said Andre. Nicole has a major relationship update to tell Kat. Vanessa meets with a new client who has lofty demands. I'm assuming Leslie gonna be her client, y'all. Vernon calls Bill for help, but Bill has some demands that need to be met first. Danny dishes out some conditions of her own to Andre. Danny and Naomi receive terrible news from Anita and Vernon. Ted seeks out Bill's legal expertise. Kat and Chelsea have a heart-to-heart before their big lunch party. And assailant comes out of the shadows to attack their target. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Hold on. And let me see if I can remember what I seen on the promo. Now, I know they showed Leslie talking to Eva. And she said she was asking her why she had to go talk to Anita right now. Or whatever. Then they showed Anita, Vernon, and Leslie. And she had slapped her. They got spoiler photos all over social media about that. She had slapped her. And she's saying, oh no, she's saying she don't want just tell her right now, Anita, that she has some news and they're not gonna like it. Chelsea and Kat are happy and excited because they launched their whole bag line. I'm assuming they finna have a little drop or whatever. What else? What else did they show? Did they show Ted and them? I don't know if they showed Ted or not. Oh, Martin and Smitty. Smitty is saying somebody here or something like that, and you're not gonna like it. Okay, so let's start from the top. Leslie learned her look may have just changed, so I'm assuming she done got the money or whatever, because they've been trying to reach out to her about the inheritance. On Friday's episode, Peaches had told her that her mama was Barbara, and she basically finna get some money. And I said, I bet this girl finna move. I bet she finna move in the neighborhood. As much as she been trying to get close to these folks and wearing all these outfits, I mean, she stays trying to tell Eva, this and that about thinking she better than somebody and I raised you this way and that way or whatever, but you keep on showing up to their events. You keep showing up to the club and everything else. Everywhere they at, you trying to be. But you think this highly of them or, how she been acting, y'all, if y'all seen the episodes. But yeah, because Vanessa's supposed to be telling Anita and Vernon this week that she has news and they're not gonna like it. And she a realtor, ain't it? She a real estate agent, whatever she is. Anyway it go, I'm assuming Leslie don't bought a house there. Or she's about to buy a house there. Cause they said in the spoilers that she has a client. Hold on, let me find it. Let's see. It says Vanessa meets with a new client who has lofty demands. So I'm assuming the new client is her. But let me go back down. Let's see. Okay. Doug, that's who we got to talk about. Doug finna snitch. Did he learn nothing? Then she just tell you that he got eyes and ears everywhere, that he bugged your car or whatever. Not just that. What's his name? What's the name he going by these days? Randy. What's the other name he going by, y'all? What did he tell Danny his name was? Sammy, Randy over here. Don't sit up here told you that he got the police in his back pocket. Now, Jacob, a goody two-shoes. He ain't in nobody's back pocket yet. Or whatever. But yeah, he's supposed to go tell information to Jacob this week, y'all. He's supposed to give out advice to Ted. And then he's supposed to share critical information to Jacob. And I said, dude, you putting a big old target on your back and your wife's back at this point. And what else? Let's see. Ashley calls on Shanice to help Derek. So that's why I was saying on Friday's review, I think that either this is going to convince Ashley to stick with Derek because, he made her walk again and she going to feel guilty because obviously he was thinking about something when he ran in. Didn't they say he ran into a wall? A lot of people are saying they think that he was trying to take himself up out of there, y'all. I thought the same thing. I ain't going to tell no story. I thought the same thing. But yeah, either this is going to convince her that she needs to stick by him because we've seen that storyline on different shows and movies. Or what was the other thing I said? Shanice and him gonna get closer. Jacob in Naomi's back pocket. Yep, in Naomi's back pocket. Yep. They haven't even talked about. I think they said they were gonna talk about it later. The whole Martin situation. But yeah, what else? Let's see. I think maybe Shanice and Derek gonna get closer when she help him with physical therapy. Maybe she gonna end up being the one to help him get back to walking. And I already talked about when I was doing the Bold and Beautiful. If y'all listening to that, I was saying how people was on Facebook saying how they took the whole scene with Ashley and Derek as her finally being honest about, how she tried and she failed and how she loved him, stuff like that. But I took it as she was lying to herself and Derek again. That's what I took it as. Because I personally believe she want Andre. But I think when she get over there and after some time has passed, she gonna realize that's not who she really wants. She gonna kind of try to come back to Derek, and that's when she gonna see that him and Shanice gonna got closer. I don't know, y'all. I might just be talking. What else? Let's see. Naomi relays some heartbreaking news, so I'm assuming this either about Derek or they gonna find out about the whole Leslie situation. Martin and Smiley deal with an intruder. And with this, I'm assuming the intruder is Samantha and their mama. What's her name? June. I'm assuming it's about June. I don't know if the kids done invited her over or what. Or it could be somebody else. I don't know, y'all. They just said that they deal with an intruder. And like I said on the promo, they showed Smitty talking to Martin and saying somebody's there. Dog, it don't close that. Hold on. I gotta get back to the page, y'all. They done closed out the spoiler page. Hold on. It's refreshing. But I think I pretty much don't say all the spoilers on there, though. Hold on, let me go back to it. Where we stop at? I think Martin and Smitty. Oh, I skipped one. It says Anita is forced to relive painful memories from her past before grappling with information that will affect her future. Talking about when she finds out that Leslie is actually Barbara's daughter or whatever, and she's supposed to slap her. A lot of people, once again, are speculating that Vernon is the daddy. How y'all feel about that? Do y'all think so? Do y'all agree? Now, it's like that would be interesting. There would be an interesting storyline, but I don't know if they would actually go that far. Then it had to be because they saying that he didn't even know that Barbara was, the fourth member of the group or whatever. But that don't mean they couldn't have hooked up or something. I don't know. We'll see. But I was thinking that it was gonna be Dante Green because of how he was telling Anita to kick her out. She helped kick her out and stuff like that. I was assuming it was gonna be him, but I haven't heard anything about him coming on the show. But the way they say his name, I'm assuming he gonna be on there one way or another. Well, I ain't said that right. I ain't said that right. Not one way or another, but eventually. That's what I meant to say. Hold on. Let's see. Eva has a stunning revelation to share with Tomas. I was saying already, they can't stay out of each other's face. They're going to end up together. I call it now. Anita and Leslie go head to head. Andre rushes to the hospital after hearing about Derek. And this, dude, I know if you got a heart, you're going to care about situations like this. But at the same time, dude, you just want to be in Ashley's face. You just want to be in her face. That was the other one that I forgot in the promo. They supposed to talk, and she's supposed to say basically he wasn't honest about Danny because he's seen them with their hands all over each other and stuff like that. And I was like, see, this is your opening. This is your time to tell her everything. What they say? Someone Dante. Yeah, we don't even know the Dante dude, but the way they talk about it, I was thinking about that. I was definitely thinking about that. When they was, talking about it on Facebook and stuff, and they were saying how Barbara was going to be, we don't really know Barbara. We just know what they talked about. But I was like, well, I'm assuming based on the way they talk, Barbara was a good person. But the way they talk about Dante, I said, that's Leslie for sure. I said, that's Leslie for sure. If the ratings drop, they would hire someone to play Dante Green. Yep. They probably already on it, especially with everybody's theories, because y'all know they be looking at everybody's videos and their thoughts and stuff like that. That's why you see one day, I ain't gonna say one day, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. That's why one day you see a storyline going in a certain direction, then next thing you know, just completely do a 360. That's because they be reading these comments, y'all. But the bad thing about it is shows like The Bold and Beautiful with the storyline with Brooke, Taylor, and Rich, they don't read them comments apparently. But yeah, I definitely think they be reading the comments and stuff. Let's see. I think it's just selective of what they choose, y'all. Nicole has a major relationship update to tell Kay. I'm assuming she's about to tell her about the divorce. I don't know if they told Martin. Did they tell Martin? He got his own mess going on. Vanessa meet with a new client. We already talked about that. That's gonna be Leslie more than likely, because she's supposed to go over and tell Anita and Vernon that she has news, but they're not gonna like it. Let's see. I think we talked about everything else. Oh no, we didn't. Vernon and Bill. Well, I tell y'all, they stayed. Bill need to start saying no, no. But yeah, Vernon calls Bill for help, but Bill has some demands that need to be met first. And I said, see, just like Bill can't stay out their face, they can't stay out here. They always need his help. But they said that he want his demands met first. That's the storyline that I was about to say. I'm ready for it to be over with, the whole Haley situation. Apparently, nothing's going to happen this week about that at all. I don't think they've been beautiful. I don't think the Bold and Beautiful care about the comments. Nope. They be complaining all the time about the writer. I think they said his name, Bill something. Something Bill. I don't know. But either way it go, they should be saying how he don't he don't care. He said, I'm gonna write what I want to write. Y'all don't tell me what to do. Let me see. Danny and Naomi received terrible news from Anita and Vernon. I'm assuming they let them know that Leslie moving in town and she's Barbara's daughter and all this other stuff. They seeks out Bill's legal expertise. Kat and Chelsea have a heart-to-heart before their big lunch party, and assailant comes out of the shadows to attack their target. That's the last thing we're going to talk about right there. That crazy girl. What I been saying. I said, that girl crazy. I said, that girl crazier than the last time we saw her. Now, we don't know if it's going to be her, but obviously it's going to be her. If it don't be her, I'm going to be shocked. I'm going to be shocked if it's not that crazy girl. What's her name? Allison. That crazy girl right there. They showed Chelsea was sitting right there. And I think somebody had on black gloves or whatever, and they covered her mouth. And I said, she done got. Now, I don't know if that's going to be the crazy girl, but I'm assuming it is going to be the crazy girl. But I've been saying, I was like, she crazy. I said, she been following them and everything. She done popped up with all this doggone, I about to say hair dye on her face, on her head. Talking about she bleed and stuff. Talking about she tripped in. She said her husband did it. And I said, yeah, she crazy. Now, I still ain't saying that. That don't mean that he ain't been hitting her and stuff like that. But I still think she a psychopath. Brad Bill. Yeah, that's it right there. I believe he heard the show from his father. Maybe trying to get it. Was he the one that, started this whole, love triangle stuff? Maybe trying to keep the, how do they say it? Tradition going or something? I don't know. Either way it go, it ain't working. It's not working, buddy. Hopefully they don't start messing with Beyond the Gates. But y'all know how that be. They want to go adding new writers and firing other writers and firing cast members, and then it goes downhill from there. But that's it, y'all. Stay tuned for today's review. Until next time, this is Hair Girls Today. Be safe.